Good morning, guys. I am still in Malindi. Today is Sunday, April 12th. I've been having a lot of problems with this recording, so hopefully this one will be good. Now my new factory is running along nicely. And what I've been really worrying about myself is getting sales together, building a sales pipeline. Now, I've kind of given up on the Irish guys. In their unpaid capacity, that's wrong. In their unpaid capacity, they're overworked about other stupid stuff, and they're basically failing to deliver anything in terms of making sales right now. But the good news is that I have other options. And in particular, I have my family in America. So, my mother, father, and aunt have all contributed financially to my new factory, but a lot of other family members who don't have the money are also very keen to involve themselves in the process. So what I have done is I have two of my cousins and also my uncle who are all engaging in my sales process. So I told you last time that I have this guy in India. His name is Poolkit. He is like my, knock on wood, my plan A right now. He is the most likely to buy my first shipment out. So the first shipment will be smaller, badly packaged, and much cheaper. That's perfect for him to test the waters on an ocean-bound plastic plate. So he's been talking to a few of his neighbors. We're quite hopeful that he will get me a deal in time for the end of this month. And my uncle's been working on that. I also have my two cousins, Sean in Vancouver. He is working on his local recycling markets. And I have Kat in Austin. She is working on a couple of leads I have in America. And one in New York is my optimistic best case for plan B for a sale. So basically that would be a sales pipeline I'm building. The first sale would be Poolkit. My second sale would be a guy also in India. I might have mentioned I have a guy who's ready to buy plastic, not as an ocean bound, for a much cheaper price. But it would be nice to build a relationship with him. So for my second shipment, when I already have a bit of money from the first, I might sell to him and not really earn any money, just keep the machine running, keep everything going, earn like not enough, like a quarter of what I need. But then every time I'm in trouble, I have a friend there. I can just fire him off my stuff cheaply and easily. Now, and then the third one would be the guy in America. So right here in the game, I am selling. I have too many of these orgs, so I'm selling some orgs. You can sell them for cash. But it's much more efficient use of them if you trade them to the AIs. So I'm orchestrating an AI trade right now. I'm grabbing an actual useful org, a little one, and I'm selling off 6 of these orgs to just earn me money. I'm done earning money from my orgs. And the deals are always very bad, particularly early on. So I'm also going to have to throw in some fuel that he needs more than me, some rocket fuel. Now, he is, as I trade with the AI, we become closer friends, like you see improved relations. And that means the next trade will be a better deal, until I have close allies. So this is starting a process as well. And it won't be too long before I fill up on orgs again and I need to trade again. So, with that in mind, let's talk about this war. The aliens are also dropping on Jupiter. They've filled up the gas giants. Niger's democracy score, public. This is just a waste of resources. Not much there. So after my meeting, after my call with yourselves last week, there was a ceasefire proposal. Basically, Trump had launched this trying to liberate the pilot. That was actually a testing bed for ground invasion, boots on the ground deployment. So he dropped a bunch of aircraft and troops to get the pilot out. It was apparently a debacle. He lost the most airplanes in a day that America has lost since Vietnam War. And then, with that in mind, he decided to agree to a ceasefire. He basically announced that he was ready to work with Iran's peace treaty, Iran's surrender documents, in exchange for a ceasefire. Now, immediately after that ceasefire, we had Israel decided to bomb the shit out of Lebanon, and then Iran bombed the shit out of Libya, also Kuwait, the Gulf, all this stuff. UAE decided to start attacking Iran directly with its army, so it declared war on Iran. Iran has now announced that UAE, it wants to regime change. Morandi said that it would be great if they could depose the king and impose a republic on Dubai. So that is hilarious. But America did stop firing. So there was something of a ceasefire insofar as America ceased firing. And now today they've started the process of negotiating a proper ceasefire that will include everyone, that will actually stick. And it immediately went right the way off the rails. So we're back to war, and America brought in a big gunboat diplomacy navy to scare them during the negotiation, and now he's declared that he's going to start blockading Iran. Now it seems like that'll just help Iran with its own blockade of the Straits of Hormuz, and also Iran doesn't get anything from the ocean. It gets stuff from the Caspian Sea from Russia. That's very important for them. But I don't think a blockade will be that effective. Also, they'll be able to Shahed drone the ever-loving shit out of the U.S. Navy. So, I think this is stupid. So basically my projection is that America is going to take its sweet time coming to terms with the fact that it needs to actually accept Iran's surrender documentation. And I'm guessing it'll take until the end of this month for Trump to flail around and slowly die. Now, Iran needs him to end the blockade, the sanctions on Iran. And he probably is balking at that. He wants a peace treaty that keeps the sanctions up because otherwise he'll be embarrassed because he's a little Trumpy guy. So that's probably what he's balking at right now. But this blockade is going to be stupid, and give it another week, probably this time next week, we'll be talking about how the blockade failed. They're back at the negotiating table. And then he's going to basically slowly wriggle around trying to get a peace treaty without actually giving up anything, because America loves that shit. So they're basically acting like a fish that's on the docks and slowly dying, and it'll wriggle every now and then. So the next 3 weeks will be spent with America wriggling, trying to escape its fate of losing a war to Iran. And the Americans are very much ready to end the war. They're sick of it. They know they've lost. The intellectuals are talking about a world post-America, blah, 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 how we're going to be less reliant on the American army. And then also they've begun, once again, I'm unifying with Austria, by the way. I'll show you that in a second. But then they've also started circling back to their favorite Epstein files. They have new stuff brewing there. So they're done with the war. So it's just going to be Trump flailing about, and eventually he'll surrender, I suspect. So this is what Europe looks like now. I've got Austria. Now I'm going to really focus on these three major powers. You've got my first global media project satellite is coming online next round. Also, I'm going to launch a probe of Mars next round. So that should be exciting times in space. And maybe I'll have customers and or a peace treaty and the other areas to match it. But once I have my global media project starting to come online, it'll become far easier to sing to the great powers, and I'll start really uniting those. And I'll quit worrying so much about the smaller powers, although I might still think about Croatia, Greece, or Iceland in the coming turns. Now, one key thing is I want to make sure that I pay attention to something that's about to happen before the turn rolls.
Chancellor, given their technological superiority,
but I've just
there
discovered
must be some reason
more
they have
alien
not
stuff.
resorted to genocide. That reason may be our opening.
So they don't want to genocide humans because we're useful, we're sapient peasants who they can put on oxygen balls. It's useful to have humans, of course. So that's cool. Now, the next thing for me to do is to research what my nation's plan is regarding the aliens. And for that one, I have a huge disadvantage because I'm playing the hard nation, and that is that my plan is going to take 25,000 research to acquire, which is hilarious. And for reference, this 3,000 management research here is too expensive for me. So 25. Most of the other nations are like 2, 3, maybe 5. And then because I'm playing hard mode, minus 25. So that is going to be a shame. I'm going a bit long this time, but probably next time if the war ends, or whenever the war like starts to properly end, I'll go longer. I want to grab that. And then I want to go here, go boop, 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 boop. Now there should be 2 more ticks, the turn of the day, and then like noon. And at noon of the last day I can grab this zircon extraction, which will be pretty handy one to have. And this gets to 5. So yeah, that's my state of my factory coming online. Should be very close. State of the war, state of the game. My other businesses are all just waiting for the factory now, of course, because money. And so I have like $0 for the foreseeable future. There we go. Click that, click that, click that, click that, and that. Great. Now, hopefully, this. The other thing is that my rig is doing badly. So I've had like good recordings that have failed because of my microphone. So hopefully this microphone works out, and then I will save this diary entry. See you guys next week. Let me wait for the turn to roll here. But yeah, basically, it's going to be next 3 weeks. I'm going to be quite tight financially, and I'm going to actually begin. So let me quickly touch on. I have 4 things that are going to become my key pillars. 1 is building my factory. 2 is developing the city of Malindi. I'm going to be the Emir of Malindi. I want it to be strong, wealthy, prosperous, whatever. Number 3 is building my seat in Belfast. And then number 4 is that I'm going to start building a social movement organization thing around myself and my power in Europe. So it might be time in the next few weeks for me to start worrying about that. And I will talk to you more about that next time. See you then.